Barcelona have officially broken their silence. Barcelona has officially made new plans for the upcoming season, looking at the developmentals, looking at transfers, looking at their coaches as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Fabrizio Romano has tweeted and said on his interview more stuff on Barcelona. First things first, Barcelona are taking a two-track option for the winger position. I mean, does that mean a left wing and a right wing? Hopefully not, but primarily plan. Keep Marcus Rashford if they can reach an agreement with Manchester United, though negotiations are uncertain. Let's be honest, Manchester United, we have seen the reports, they are requesting for 30 million euros. Barcelona being Barcelona, broke. They are never going to pay a 30 million for Marcus Rashford, who couldn't show his worth in the end of the season, you could say, against the Atletico Madrid in the Copa del Rey, against when Raphinha got injured, obviously in the Champions League. He couldn't show his worth there as well. Barcelona fans had high expectations, especially that Raphinha went out of injury this couple of months, obviously, or the last month he was out of injury, and they expected more from him, and he did not perform, and he didn't bring the bar that is set for him, right? And that's why 30 million for a Marcus Rashford, Barcelona fans are staying away from that. Backup plan. Now this is where things get interesting. Actively exploring alternatives, which includes big names. Fabrizio is saying this as a Real Madrid fan myself. I put this kit on because when I do news, Barcelona, I put this one, Real Madrid, I put that one. I'm a Real Madrid fan, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, this worries me. What do you mean a big name? Who are we considering here? Now, I'm sorry, because I made reports speaking about Raphael Leao, obviously. I made reports also speaking about other big names, other left wingers, right? But considering that Fabrizio Romano is out here actually saying it, makes me worried just a bit, right? And ladies and gentlemen, Fabrizio also has said that Hansi Flick signs a new deal at Barcelona until 2028 with a potential to 2029, a +1 as well. Wait, didn't he just got a new contract until 2027? He has signed a month later a new contract, which makes him stay until 2028 +1, which is 2029. Brother, I'm depressed already as it is. Hansi Flick kicked out literally 3 managers of Real Madrid, 4 soon with Arbiola. This brother is about to have a super hat-trick of kicking out Real Madrid managers, and Real Madrid manager just unable to keep up with this brother, unfortunately. Now Jose Mourinho is coming next. That will be probably the 5th, but ladies and gentlemen, Hansi Flick apparently has said that he's going to stay. He said it on Instagram. I don't know why it's not mentioned here, but Hansi Flick said that he is looking to stay to Barcelona and end his managerial career at Barcelona, and he wants to bring Champions League back to the Camp Nou. That is such good news for Barcelona fans, man. You guys are so lucky to have a manager this caliber, this type of goddamn manager who genuinely loves the club. Him coming from Bayern Munich, where he was so strict and mad and angry, and you felt that he didn't want to be there, right? He comes to Barcelona. He feels that family that Catalan Barcelona brings to the table, right? The fans, the players, the chemistry, this is their language at Barcelona. This is what I like about Barcelona, is that they're so family oriented, where they stick together no matter what. I mean, 11 years with no Champions Leagues. I mean, still the fans being together and supporting the club, that means a lot. I mean, that even as a Madrid fan, I genuinely respect Barcelona for that. Not saying that Real Madrid fans are not like that. We are, but not to the level of Barcelona. I have to be honest about it, right? And ladies and gentlemen, since we were talking about wingers, reports have been coming out for the last few hours. 433, with their source of sport, have said that the Portuguese international is set to become a free agent. Obviously, we have talked about this. And ladies and gentlemen, he is saying no to the Saudi and American move. He wants to stay in Europe and compete at the highest level for a few more reasons. According to the report, the midfielder is waiting for Barca's sporting director Deco to open the door and make space in the squad. If a move to Barcelona doesn't materialize, a 32-year-old, he has options in Italy. Juventus apparently has made an offer for him as well. So he is waiting for Deco to make a goddamn move for Bernardo Silva, right? George Mendes, which is also Cristiano Ronaldo's agent. If you guys don't know, he's the agent of a lot of Portuguese player. He's also the agent of Bernardo Silva. He's putting pressure on Barcelona as the player wants Barcelona with capitalized once, ladies and gentlemen. And Bernardo Silva, I mean, he has decided to not listen to other clubs. He's willing. Bernardo Silva usually plays, I believe, in central attacking midfielder. They already have Fermin, they already have Olmo. I don't think if Bernardo Silva comes to Barcelona, which is now getting very likely because another source, ladies and gentlemen, apparently Rooney Bargi is expected to leave Barcelona this summer. I mean, not in a permanent deal, I think, because he loves the club. You can genuinely sense it in his eyes, right? But at the same time, a player is a player. He wants games, and this is what's written, that he wants to play more playing time, which he won't get with Lamine Yamal in the squad. I mean, that is fair to him, right? But going back to the Bernardo Silva, if he will accept a right wing role, right? He is a right winger for Man City currently, if I'm not mistaken. He daggles between the central attacking midfield and a right winger position, right? If Rooney Bargi is set to leave Barcelona on a loan for a season, getting Bernardo Silva genuinely makes sense as a backup for Lamine Yamal. If he is okay, if he really wants Barcelona, I think Barcelona fans would agree with me here. He should be a rotational player. A rotational player instead of Lamine Yamal. Now, I don't know how much game time he will get, because Lamine Yamal, if he got benched, he will get mad at that. And you don't even bench a Lamine Yamal because he is genuinely carrying that Barcelona team game in and game out, right? But if he can be utilized as a rotational player coming on in the last 20 minutes. I mean, he's 32 years old. I mean, he could have went to MLS and Saudi, but he doesn't want to. That's fair. But I think a rotational player for Bernardo Silva genuinely makes sense. In case Yamal gets injured, he can genuinely get replaced in that position, right? And if Fermin or Olmo are not performing to the standards, you can genuinely try a Bernardo Silva at central attacking midfielder. I think he fits beautifully there. I mean, coming from the knowledge of Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola was literally with Bernardo Silva for a decade. He already understands, I believe, Barcelona. He already understands the culture. I think Bernardo Silva is such a Barcelona type rooted player. When I look at him, I genuinely see Barcelona in him. Pause, not like that. I mean like inside of him. Not inside, but like in his... Let's move on to the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of sources, and now not big sources, usually like small sources, came out and said 3 Saudi clubs are willing to enter a bidding war for Raphinha. Now Saudi, they have went away from the fact that they want to like bring in very old known players, right? I mean, Raphinha is not the youngest, obviously, at his age. I think it's 30 or 29, but they're looking to buy players that actually still perform at the highest level. That's what I heard from a lot of reports, right? They're focusing on the younger generation, right? And ladies and gentlemen, Raphinha is not really a younger generation, but he still is performing at the highest level. A lot of people, a lot of fans of Barcelona are actually willing to accept that, to sell Raphinha to a Saudi club. I would call them delusional. Maybe Fabrizio coming out saying that they're looking at a left winger. Maybe, I don't know. I genuinely, Barcelona fans, I think you should be worried. Maybe Raphinha might not be here next season. I don't want to scare you, but considering that Barcelona fans already are turning on him, I mean, this cracked me up so hard. 150 million and I will drive him to the airport with tears in my eyes. This is how down bad Barcelona fans are, man. This is how down bad their financial crisis is. But you know what? Maybe it makes sense. 30 years old Raphinha. 30 years old Raphinha. Would you guys sell him for 150 million to Saudi? With that money, you can generally bring a Liao, maybe 25 years old, or is he 24 years old? Liao. A lot of left wingers you can bring, man. Even a Luis Diaz you could have brought. I mean, last season, I don't think it's harder this season, obviously. You can bring a Duewo, maybe. What's his name? Desire Duewo at left wing, or someone else at left wing. So many left wingers available. I cannot name them, unfortunately. Maybe Kvaratskhelia even in that position. I mean, I don't know. Barcelona fans, what do you guys think? I've seen more Barcelona fans being open to selling Raphinha, which in my opinion pains me a bit, because Raphinha is such an important figure to Barcelona. what he has done to the club. He has been a major part alongside Hansi Flick, Pedri's, and Lamine Yamal's, obviously all the players of Barcelona. He has been one of the hearts of Barcelona. He has been the driving factor of Barcelona. You want to treat him like this after he gave you a Ballon d'Or season last season and saying that you would drive him to the airport yourself, and this is 14,000 likes, by the way. 14,000 Barcelona fans, probably half of them are Real Madrid fans, let's be honest. But this was just a funny tweet, that's why it has likes, but a lot of people are agreeing with him. A lot of fans I've seen on Twitter say this, and you know what? I don't like that this is how you treat Raphinha. Where is the family culture? You would sell out your whole family for goddamn 150 million? I mean, if you're Barcelona, it's understandable. But ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona would appreciate if Spain, this came out, Fabrizio has said it as well, but Barcelona would appreciate if Spain did not play Lamine Yamal in the first 2 group games for the World Cup, as he may not be 100% fit. In that case, he would miss the matches versus Cape Verde and Saudi Arabia, making his World Cup debut versus Uruguay. If you think Barcelona are so delusional, man, if you think they would listen to you, then you're genuinely delusional. You think Spain going in arguably the biggest tournament in football, the World Cup, and you think if Lamine is kinda okay, they would not use him? Let's not be delusional here. I mean, even FIFA themselves would genuinely go at Spain and genuinely go at them and say, why are you not using Lamine Yamal? Because obviously the views, I mean, he brings viewership. They want the headlines of Lamine Yamal, 18 years old, doing this. I mean, FIFA, they're looking for the money aspect, obviously. But it just doesn't make sense if you think they're going to listen to Barcelona. They're not listening to Barcelona. But at the same time, I understand Barcelona. This is the right thing to do. You don't use a player until he's 100% fit and ready to go. You need to protect his future, man. It's not all about headlines and your team, obviously, but at the same time, you need to understand the Spanish side as well. I mean, Lamine Yamal, as someone as big as Lamine Yamal, you can't just leave him on the bench even if he's ready, right? But he has to be ready. He has to be fit. That's a moral thing that you need to do, man. Hopefully, but I don't know, man. Barcelona and Spanish national team, they don't match with each other, and it's just so funny, man. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it for the Barcelona news. It has been forever since I made a video about Barcelona. It's all about Real Madrid this week. But thank you so much for watching. Like the video, comment down. I see every single comment. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, mate. And gracias, amigos.